Mobili.
Top 10 Best 4x4s and Off-Road Cars 2023. As ever, the choices when it comes to this class of car aren't straightforward, as some prioritize off-road performance above all else while others are the consummate all-rounders, as happy bouncing over boulders as they are tearing along tarmac. And that's before you start getting bogged down in the details about breakover angles, weighting depths and axle articulation, not to mention locking differentials and low-range gear ratios. Yet whatever your off-roading wants or needs, there should be something in our top 10 of topography-tamers that should suit your requirement and budget. Where we're going, we don't need roads. These 4x4s are capable on just about any surface. 10. Dacia Duster. Like the best in this list, the Duster also takes to tarmac with aplomb, this second-generation machine feeling far more modern and composed than its predecessor. The steering is accurate and reasonably precise, body control is good, and there's more than enough grip. It rides well enough too, with soft and long travel suspension combining with high-profile tires that allow you to tackle speed bumps and potholes with a rare confidence. The Trick 4-wheel drive system allows you to choose front drive for the road, an auto mode that quickly engages the rear axle when it detects wheel spin, or lock that sets the torque split at 50:50 for the best off-road traction. There's also a shorter first gear for climbing steep slopes, and hill descent control for scrabbling down the other side. Oh, and the infotainment system features a compass and altimeter, so you know where you're going and whether you're about to topple over. 9. Ssangyong Rexton. This is the full-sized, go-anywhere off-roader for the value-savvy buyer. The Ssangyong Rexton hasn't always been as tidy-looking a car as it is now, but it's always been a proper 4x4. In this latest version, you get 7 seats, ladder frame construction, lockable mechanical 4-wheel drive with low range, electronic hill descent control and a 201 brake horsepower, 2.2-liter diesel engine. And all for a price that, in the cheaper of 2 available trims, can start with a 3. For serious mud plugging, fixed-height steel coil suspension and clearance angles that are, in some cases, only just above 20 degrees aren't world-beating. But if it's mostly tracks and fields you have to cross, and you want a big, cost-effective way to cross them, the Rexton might be worth investigating. 8. Suzuki Jimny. Suzuki markets the Jimny as the world's only lightweight proper off-roader, which is all very true, refreshingly. The car weighs just over 1,100 kilograms but uses a ladder frame chassis with rigid axle suspension at each end, and a low-ratio 4-wheel drive gearbox. This thing really works off-road, as we've demonstrated with the twin test against the Toyota Land Cruiser. Indeed, with tiny overhangs, its approach, breakover and departure angles are all superior to those of the Wrangler, which is quite something. And being so small and light makes it surprisingly spry on mud and gravel and pleasingly easy to handle. 7. Ford Ranger Raptor. Happily, the all-new version retains its predecessor's high-speed off-road prowess, but it now packs a little more muscle in the form of a 288 brake horsepower turbocharged 3.0-liter V6. In truth, this makes the Raptor brisk rather than quick on the road, but there's enough punch to surprise more than a few slumbering sports saloons, while the roadier engine note is much more pleasing to the ear than the old 4-pot diesel's drone. It's still a big car mind, and with chunky off-road tires and long travel suspension it lacks the precision, poise and grip on tarmac that you'd normally expect from a go-faster blue oval model. The 10-speed auto can prove a little indecisive when left to its own devices. It's still a niche choice, and you'll need access to a deserted quarry or gravel rally stage to really unlock the Raptor's true potential. But that doesn't stop us wanting one. 6. Ineos Grenadier. In keeping with traditional 4x4 mechanical philosophy, the Ineos features a ladder frame chassis and a pair of live axles. But to this it adds sophisticated BMW engines, a choice of 3.0-liter 6-cylinder petrol of diesel units, a ZF 8-speed automatic gearbox, and a Tarmac dual range transfer box for proper rock crawling ability. factor in ground clearance just shy of 260 mm, a trio of differential locks, plus approach and departure angles of 35.9 degrees. Off-road ability and a no-nonsense utility underpin the car's character, but there's also softer side to the Ineos. Its interior is roomy and melds thoughtful ease of use with just enough luxury to appeal to the premium badge brigade, while our limited taster on the road revealed a machine that's closer in spirit to the Mercedes G-Wagon than the latest Defender, capable and easy to drive, but lacking the dynamic polish and refinement to be truly at home on asphalt. 5. Land Rover Discovery. A facelift for the 2021 model year brought new 6-cylinder engines to the car of both the petrol and diesel-sipping varieties, as well as updated suspension and some fresh interior features, and kept a likable and very versatile car high in our estimations, although the need for 7 seats means there's no room for the battery and motor required to deliver a plug-in hybrid version. In fact, we're not the only ones, because after a slowish start in showrooms, the Discovery is starting to sell like hotcakes, as buyers cotton on to its compelling melding of luxury, refinement, space and off-road talent. In fact, with the progress control function engaged, all you need to do is steer, the system working like an off-road cruise control to keep your speed exactly on point for tackling the rough stuff. 4. Mercedes-Benz G-Class. This Mercedes, the only one without an official end of production date, recently received the only truly substantial redesign in its 40-year history. Underneath, you'll still find a ladder frame chassis, although the front suspension is now fully independent and the whole setup was part developed by AMG. The result is a car with 3 locking differentials, improved ground clearance, and the same immense off-road abilities as before, but now also one that handles predictably and, at times, even quite enjoyably on the road. A move to rack and pinion steering has made the biggest difference there. However, Mercedes has also been cute with the period details, so the G retains the old car's traditional door handles with push-button locks, while the catches themselves are similar, meaning the doors close with same retro clack. 3. Toyota Land Cruiser. This is an old-school off-roader with a body-on-frame construction and big numbers in all departments. For towing, weighting and low ratio, grinded out driving across truly inhospitable ground, the Land Cruiser scores very highly. Basic spec utility versions, identifiable by their steel wheels, are genuinely affordable. 3-door passenger versions aren't much pricier, and 5-door invincible spec cars offer packed-out equipment rosters and seating for up to 7. But while you can specify the Toyota with air suspension and leather seats, don't expect it to ride and handle like a monocoque SUV from Audi or Mercedes-Benz. It's a different beast, less sophisticated on the motorway, but in another league in places where you might actually need a car like this, with a reputation for mechanical dependability and unbreakable toughness that's jealously regarded by every one of its competitors. 2. Jeep Wrangler. Jeep doesn't revitalize the Wrangler very often, but the latest generation is more usable than ever on the road as well as more capable of it. That Jeep has carefully preserved the much-loved design whose circular headlights, famously 7-slatted grille and strict geometry are recognizable still from the original Willys MB Jeeps first deployed in World War II is only part of the appeal. Of course, the Wrangler is still spectacular off the beaten track, especially in 3-door Rubicon trim with its ladder frame, locking differentials, knoblet tires, specialized articulating axles, underbody bracing, and outstanding approach and departure angle statistics. It just wouldn't be as nice to live with every day as the Land Rover Defender, hence its second-place ranking. 1. Land Rover Defender. The Defender's available in both 3-door 90 and 5-door 110 and 130 body styles, that latter featuring a long rear overhang that slightly impairs its departure angle, as well as a hardtop commercial if you prefer, and whichever you go for, you'll find it's a wide, tall and heavy car that isn't ideally suited to the narrowest of tracks or green lanes. But that acknowledged, this 4x4's capabilities remain beyond question, and the way in which it sets about its work off-road makes it seem like a car built for people who don't even like off-roading. Offering all that in a car that also rides and handles so well on the road is the icing on the cake, and makes this car stand head and shoulders above its rivals. The best 4x4 by far has been given a whole new lease of life.
I hope to inspire you and help you learn more about your favorite theme. Subscribe to my channel and let me know what you think.